What are we doing? One, we're trying to make Abidjan the Barbadian head of state. Now, there are some who say we should consult on that. But I would tell you that there are only 200 countries in the world. So how long will the conversation take? Do we want a Brazilian? Do we want an Irish person? Do we want a British person? Do we want an Iranian? Or do we want a Bajan? We all know the answer. It is self-evident. And therefore, the government, after 40-something years of the country talking about these things, do not believe that this ought to be the subject of any further delay. Secondly, with respect to the Charter, look, we feel that if we're going to have a new constitution eventually that is going to reflect who we are in the third decade of the 21st century rather than who we are in the middle of the 20th century, that should be first and foremost guided by the kind of person that we want to be and the kind of people. Not legal language, not justiciable language, but a charter, a set of pledges and promises as Bajans to each other. No more than 2 or 3 pages. And that I've asked the Republic Transition Advisory Committee to start to consult with people on, and those consultations will be led by Senator Reverend Rogers as well as Sharita Granham, both of whom are in that key subcommittee. And they will come to the country to have that discussion as to what are the kinds of promises and pledges we want to make to each other that are not justiciable but are more aspirational. That we hope to be finished before November 30th and then to be reflected through resolutions in both houses of Parliament. And it is the intention that, subject to the people and Parliament agreeing to it, that on the 30th of November, Independence Day, and notice I didn't say Republic Day, Independence Day, that there will then be the opportunity for the President of the country to be able to recite that charter as the embodiment of the aspirations of Barbadian people. The third aspect happens literally afterwards and is the subject of the most intensive consultation that any statute will ever have seen in our modern history. We chose on July 26 to say to you that the discussion on a new constitution would start in earnest in December. Well, perhaps not December because of Christmas, but from January 2022. And what is that discussion? We're not going to give you a document that's 100 and 120 pages and tell you take 2 months or 3 months to read it. We're going to break the Constitution down chapter by chapter by chapter by chapter, so that in January we start with the preamble and the fundamental rights, freedoms and responsibilities, and that will be the discussion for January. We then go to February and we move to the next chapter, which may be on whatever comes next or whatever the drafters want us. Is it the structure of Parliament? Is it the structure of Cabinet? Is it the structure of the head of state? Whatever it is. We then move and go through chapter by chapter by chapter. I want to repeat myself. The consultation takes place between now and November on the Charter and between January and whenever it finishes on the Constitution. January 2022, that is, for the avoidance of doubt.